Welcome back to Blue Jays baseball. We are here at the Rogers Centre in beautiful Toronto, Ontario for this, the final game of the regular season for the Toronto Blue Jays and their opponent, the Minnesota Twins. Going into the top of the 6th inning now, in a relatively easygoing game. The Blue Jays still hold a 2-1 lead over Minnesota. Brandon Morrow, the starter for the Blue Jays, is still in the game. And he'll be facing the 2-3-4 hitters in the lineup, being Ben Revere. The right fielder will lead off for the Twins. Revere so far has singled to center in his 2 at-bats against Morrow. He's batting .293 on the season. Morrow, the first pitch of the inning, taken low, ball 1. Revere back in as Morrow winds and fires. That is lined again back up the middle off the mound. Revere has been targeting just the area around Morrow all day, and it's worked for him. That is base hit number 3 on the day. So just like that, a leadoff base hit starts the clock going again for the Minnesota Twins as Joe Mauer comes in. That was Revere's 3rd hit of the game, and he scored the Twins' lone run in their only productive inning. That was the top of the 4th. And here's Joe Mauer, who walked in that inning. Revere leading off first. Morrow from the set. And he flings over to first base, keeping the speedy Revere honest over there. He has over 40 stolen bases this season. And he's up and taking a lead again. Morrow looking in for the sign from Aaron Sebia. He's set, and the 1-0. Sorry, the 0-0, which has just become 1-0 rather. Sorry about that. Still nobody out here in the top half of the 6th inning here in Toronto. Morrow came into this game with a 9-7 record and a 3.03 ERA in his injury-shortened campaign. Here's the pitch, high and away, ball 2. Blue Jays still holding a 2-1 lead, but with a runner on base in Ben Revere. The tricky thing about facing a hitter like Joe Mauer, who's hitting .320, with 85 RBIs to be added to that, you always have to have your wits about you when pitching to him, because not only do you have a good contact hitter who can hit the ball over the fence, you also have the speedy Revere who can, on the ball to the gap, go from second to third and even all the way home. Mauer falls off the 2-0 behind home plate. Count is 2-1 now. We were talking earlier about how the crowd at the Rogers Centre today is usually smaller than the one they would get this time of the season. Many fans are frustrated with the disappointing turn the Blue Jays season took after the injury bug bit them towards the end of June, when the Blue Jays were in contention in the American League East. Morrow delivers the 2-1, low, ball 3. And we touched upon earlier, we started to touch upon how the many fans here, they're choosing to enjoy the game here today, because being right down the street from the Air Canada Centre, there won't be much action there this year. Unless the NHL and NHL Players Association gets a deal done to end the labor strike within the next few weeks. There goes Revere to second, and that will be the 2nd walk issued to Joe Mauer. So Aaron Sebia out to the mound to discuss the strategy now. For the 2nd time in the game, they have Revere and Mauer on with nobody out. And that will bring up the cleanup hitter, Parmalee, the first baseman. The NHL has been in lockout mode. They've lost the entire preseason. Many of the players, much of the players who have already defected to the Russian leagues and the European leagues to play hockey this season. Stars like Alexander Ovechkin and Sidney Crosby have already declared there. Some have already started playing there. And the NHL fans here are a bit sore because they were hoping to see them play this year. So as Chris Parmalee takes strike one called rather, when this game ends, win or lose, fans in Toronto are looking at a very long winter. True, the Toronto Raptors are returning, but this being a hockey town, swing and a miss by Parmalee for strike 2. This being a hockey market, and particularly not just in Canada this year, but all across North America, NHL teams who had a lot of promise going into the season not only find the promise run out as far as playing games, but whether or not the teams bothered to open the doors at all this year. So for many, this is a bittersweet game almost. Morrow, the 0-2. Strike 3 called on Parmalee, and he is not happy. That's his 3rd strikeout of the game. That's the 3rd straight time he's been called out looking. And he has not been happy with the umpire behind home plate. But Morrow K's him for the 3rd time today. For Brandon Morrow. That is strikeout number 8 on the night. And that's the 1st out of the inning. So Trevor Plouffe, who walked to load the bases back in the 4th, is up once again. Morrow from the set, checks Revere at 2nd, delivers to Plouffe. That's a ground ball to Laurie. Flips to Hechivaria over at 2nd, over to Gomes at 1st, pulls him off the bag. For the 2nd time in the past few innings, a double play that would have ended the inning goes awry via an errant throw by the 2nd baseman, Hechivaria. And so now, instead of ending the inning, there's only 2 out. And we have a situation now down the first baseline where Trevor Plouffe looks to have done something while running, trying to beat out the throw from 2nd base. And he looks to have hyperextended something. The training staff and manager Ron Gardenhire are out there right now. That's the 2nd time the Twins have had the possibility of a leg injury haunt them this game. In the 1st inning, starting pitcher Scott Diamond was hit with a line drive back up the middle. And he's still pitching. Plouffe right now trying to stretch it out. So Maurer out at 2nd on the attempted double play. Revere goes to 3rd on the play. They were only able to get Maurer at 2nd, and Gomes was pulled off the bag. And now there will be a pinch runner coming in for Trevor Plouffe. So unexpectedly, his season's over.
Number 12, Alexi Casilla.
Alexi Casilla comes off the bench in the top of the 6th as a pinch runner.
Fielder number 22, Matt Carson.
So an unexpected and unfortunate turn of events here for both teams in the top of the 6th. The Blue Jays were almost out on a double play, but now there's 2 outs and runners on the corners. The runner at 1st, Alexi Casilla, pinch running for the now injured 3rd baseman Trevor Plouffe. And we'll see what they choose to do with him when the Jays go to bat in the bottom of the inning. Morrow looking in on Matt Carson. Swing and a miss. Carson tried to put that one in play. He in the 4th inning grounded into the fielder's choice that should have been a double play to end the inning, but another errant throw from Hechivaria denied the Jays of that and brought in the only Twins run of the game. Catcher Aaron Sebia right now communicating with his infielders, trying to settle things down. 2 out now, still no damage by the Minnesota Twins, but they have runners on the corners. And Carson, who has 20 RBIs on the season now, looking to add to that. Morrow from the stretch, here's the pitch, low and away. One and one count now on Matt Carson, the left fielder. Morrow looking in for his sign. Now he comes set. The 1-1. Check swing, but he went through, and that is strike 2 called on Matt Carson. Tried to hold back on an outside fastball. Just went a bit too far, says home plate umpire. We are in the top of the 6th here at the Rogers Centre in Toronto. The Blue Jays still holding a 2-1 lead over the Twins. Twins have the tying run 90 feet away. 2 out in the inning, and Brandon Morrow looking in at Matt Carson. Morrow, the 1-2. High, and Casilla got a late jump, but he goes into second with a slide, no throw. So the Blue Jays let him have that stolen base. Stolen base goes for the runner Alexei Casilla. So now, with 2-2 count, the runners are in scoring position. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss! Morrow gets a strikeout at the right time, and the inning is over. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. The score remains 2-1. The Twins strand 2. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball.
This is the Expedia.